Yogurt time. The return of the Roomba, and it seems to not like the stellium container, so I'll put that back. Now back to work listing. Just finished with all of the legs that I could already just combine with ones I had for sale for the most part. And so then now I have all of these legs here checked for damage. So these ones have medium/moderate damage. The ones to the left of the basketball legs are ones that have minor damage/wear, and then the basketball legs to the right are the ones in good condition. These ones, both feet are cracked, and these ones need customer marks because they're just not gonna fit into any of these categories. And then with that and two sets of legs consolidated, for some reason, the brown legs, I thought that I had none for sale, but I apparently do, so that one was consolidated. But yeah, then the rest are now done, so that's 48 legs and 27 lots uploaded. Now I can erase the brick store file and then continue on to the next thing. Next up for listing, I might as well work on the crescent blades. There's a couple of random things in here that look like they've fallen in from another container. So I'll just remove those and put them away. This one here goes into this drawer. And then these two are just in the other tools one. But then I'll go to the crescent blade one. There's a couple more in there. Dump them into that. Put that away. And then get to work on these crescent blades. And there's a couple of them. This one's actually not supposed to be in here. Not sure why it's in here. So then this one will go back into the storage drawer. And these are the ones that I'll work with. And for some reason there's an axe in here. Not sure why, but yeah, then I'll get to work. Just finished with all the crescent blades, so there's 172 of them for 25 bucks. So that is now done. So then that brings the store up to, let's see, 19,142. Let's just see if that matches the bottom. Yep. Okay, so yeah, it's that's the new total, because sometimes it doesn't update right away. So it's always best to check the bottom number. But yeah, that's done. So now on to the next, if it'll focus. It's funny sometimes when you just go through random listings and look at descriptions. This one is somewhere on print and loose arms. So when you hear that, you're like, somewhere, okay, it's a little bit, not too much. And then you look at the photo and that looks like a dog chewed it up and spit it back out. It is in like horrendous condition. That's not just somewhere. That's like heavy damage and stuff like that. But yeah, it is just crazy what happens sometimes. For the next random container up to list, I might as well work on the Pirates one, because this one's been one that's just been full for who knows how long. So then I'll grab the Pirates drawer, because I took out all the tricorn and the pirate hats and stuff like that from when I was working on the headgear drawer. And so then I put those in here because I already had some in the drawer. So yeah, then this one will be the next one I work on. So just finished creating the brick store file for the Pirates, and yeah, the most expensive part in here is actually not even a Pirates part. It's from the Forestman theme, I think that is. I'm just looking over my shoulder. Yeah, the Forestman theme, because I was looking for the drawer over there. So yeah, it's from that theme, I'm pretty sure. Let me actually just double check. Yeah, it's from the Forest Woman, but that entry there was a little confusing. One second, let me get it up. I had to I was just cleaning it up real quick, because over here, let me get it up. There's first the reissue and the normal version of the torso, but then there's also the normal version of the torso, and where is it? A blue version of the torso. So that was just an interesting one. Let's see how much the white goes for. 13 bucks. And that's from the Maiden over here. Okay. But yeah, that was just for some reason the reissue and the standard weren't connected, and you can see by the prongs on the bottom that this isn't the reissue version. Just an example is that's what modern prongs look like, and that's what old prongs look like. Let me actually hold them together to see a better example. But yeah, that's how you can tell reissue from standard on parts. It's old and new. So yeah, for some reason that wasn't connected, but hopefully admins will approve that. But yeah, then now it's time to work on all this, and I hope I can get this all uploaded tonight. I have no idea though. It's already 9:45 and I have to sync up the stores, but I should hopefully be able to just finish with this, and then I'll be calling it a day. Just finished with all of the pirate parts, and so now that is being uploaded. It is 78 items, 41 lots for 121. So now I'm going to sync up the stores, and this here is the damaged parts from today. A lot of the legs and pirate parts and all the crescent blade things and stuff like that. But then that stuff's all done, so now I can sync up the stores. Well, I was going to sync up the stores, but it's just not really wanting to sync up the stores today at all, so I'll probably wait till Monday then, since it's already running late. Yogurt time. And Roger's internet is messed up again. It says we have internet, but absolutely nothing is working. There we go. Now it says there's no internet. And then just like that, a few minutes later, the internet's back as if nothing ever happened. And then just a second later, it stops working again. And then just a second later, it's back to working again. And then just a second later, it's off again. And then the internet's back again. Next up to list is the clone container. I think the most expensive part in here is these legs, which the hips are in horrible condition, but the legs are in somewhat decent condition. And I've seen some videos of people safely removing the legs, not just tearing them off by pulling on them, but getting like a pair of pliers or something like that, then putting a little bit of padding around them, then putting them into these holes here, and then separating like that to, without damaging them, separate them from the hips. But I mean, it's not like I can really damage it a lot more than I am now, than it is already. So I'm probably going to try that for that thing there. But then overall, the rest of the stuff in here, pretty normal stuff. 501st there. But couple Utapau parts. I don't think any of this stuff is going to eBay because clones are just always damaged, whether it be because they're just used so much or they've got some yellowing because they're usually white and stuff like that. But yeah, then I'm going to go through all this stuff here and get this uploaded. So one pair of needle nose pliers later, and these are the old hips. You can see they are just not happy at all chewed up and everything like that. Let me just clean the lens of the camera. I keep forgetting. So that was the old one, and so this is what the legs look like now. Much better. They're not in perfect condition, so I'll still have to describe them, but still much improved compared to what they used to be. So just finished creating the brick store file, and there's definitely a lot of clone heads in here, so that's nice. And it's one of the heads that they'll sell no matter the condition, because people always put helmets over them for army building, and generally a lot just don't really care compared to other parts. So these ones here, I won't just be throwing all the damaged ones in there or anything like that. I'll probably have like 5 listings for different quality. This here is the blocked open stud, and this here is hollow. 3 minifigures and stuff like that. So let's just quickly check the 6-month sales average. And for the one helmet, 1 second, this one right here, I just could not for the life of me tell which version it was, because it wasn't fully consistent with either one. It looks very similar to both, and then like for like the different, oh, it just disappeared. It only stays up for a few seconds, which is annoying. But then like, for example, you've got that print there. On this one, let's get it to focus. It's got slightly different print there. It's not exactly the same. It's still slightly different, and stuff like that. Actually, the image is right here. So like, for example, you've got that one drop down there, a huge gap in the top right, and then something on the left. But then this one here, let's get it to focus. Not sure if I can. 1 second, just trying to find it exactly. So then, yeah, look there. It's only a small gap, but there still is ink around it, so it's not the exact same as that one. And then the other one's different again, so who knows? This one might just be slightly off-center print or something like that. But then let's just quickly check the 6-month sales average for this stuff. Okay, so then a quantity of 1 would be $2.19. Let's check the most expensive. It's one of the minifigures, then the legs, then those things there. So that's good. So yeah, then I'll get to work on all these parts then now. Just finished with the brick store file, so all in, it was 67 items, 43 lots for 347 bucks. So that is now uploaded, well, in a second, but for the heads, I did end up throwing 2 of them out that were just too damaged. But then the others, there was some in relatively decent condition up here with minor wear / marks, and then these ones here were the worst. Then just decently bad, and then just also bad, but of the other mold type. So that stuff is now uploaded, so that's done. And yeah, I should probably put this drawer away now. Next up, let's work on the J container. So I'll put this here. Looking at this, though, this one minifigure here probably won't be listed, although it's not damaged per se. Actually, I might just list it as discolored or something like that, because it's in relatively nice condition, but it's just all weirdly discolored and stuff like that. Well, not too weird, it's just kind of like one of those, because Lego made a whole bunch of minifigures in China at one point, and those were just a lower quality overall. So, like with all the CMFs and the magnet packs and stuff like that. So it just feels like one of those ones and stuff like that. So I'll leave that for now, but then let's check the J drawer. That's empty. So yeah, then I'll work on this container here and get this stuff uploaded. So I've got the brick store file created now, but yeah, this one here, you can see it a bit better now. Not too perfectly, but you can partially see it. It's a lot more noticeable in person, but the difference between the two plastic colors and just stuff like that. So yeah, that one I'm just not going to list because I've got several others in nicer condition, and that one's just not looking happy at all. So now I've got all of this stuff here ready. So yeah, now I'm going to work on uploading this file. Just finished with the J drawer, so that's 60 items, 35 lots for 62 bucks, and that's now uploaded. Let's see what that brings the total lot count to. 1 second. That brings it up to 19,200, so that's going pretty good. But yeah, then the garbage container is full again, and so I'll put that away, and then I guess I might as well start pulling orders. So since I messed up on the listing again and accidentally ended it on Monday instead of Saturday for, I know it's at least the second, but I'm thinking on an overall level, it's the third or fourth time by now that I accidentally ended it on Monday instead of Friday, instead of Saturday. It only sold for 84 bucks this time, but that's all good. That's going to get shipped out. And then, yeah, going to start pulling the eBay orders, and I should have remembered quickly which ones I needed to pull. Yeah, then I'll start pulling the orders. Yogurt time. So the case ended up being closed now for the huge issue from a while ago where someone on YouTube was saying that a whole bunch of the stuff was fake being sold on Bricklink and stuff like that. So it went up the line to Lego through Bricklink and just all that stuff. So Admin Russell just officially released a statement on it. So they are confirmed real. So that's all good. Honestly, from the start, I wasn't really convinced that they were fake. Yeah, it's now officially confirmed, so that's all good. So no need to stress over that much about this stuff anymore. So everything's being shipped out now. And next up is the container here. It's for the jewels and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll get to work on this, and then after that, there's just a lot more left. I'm starting to think I probably won't get this done this week, but we'll see. Because I'm spending a bit more time just trying to mess around with some code and stuff like that. So I'm not spending quite as long listing as I normally do. Such an incredibly useful error message. Just finished with all of the treasure and jewel parts. So that's all in 187 items, 41 lots for 85 bucks, and that's done. A lot of the really common jewel colors and stuff like that, a couple of them in here were damaged ones, but a lot of the common ones like the light blue and the red and dark blue, those ones, and I think the yellow, are just super common, cheap, and I already have a whole bunch for sale that don't really sell super fast. So those ones might as well add as just stuff to the damaged lot that I sell, just so that people can get some cool parts that I can't really sell fast anyways, so they can get something that they might like. So that's done now. So yeah, I probably won't really get anything else done today. Just trying to work on one thing in code, and it's gotten me distracted for the entire day, basically. It's incredibly confusing sometimes with some of the stuff, but yeah, then hopefully tomorrow I can, hopefully by then, have that sorted out, and then get back to work on listing this stuff. And Rogers called and said that they supposedly fixed the internet, so let's see what it is now. Yeah, that definitely does not seem like it was fixed. It's not even getting past 10 right now. Wow. Well, it is now, but like before it was going, I can't remember what it was. Might have been earlier in this vlog, I can't remember. But they definitely did not really fix the internet. Well, I mean, they fixed the continual outages and stuff like that, but this here is just horrible. Claymore! Yogurt time, and I got mail. But yeah, now that I've gotten that package in the mail, I can now start going through all of these things here. Well, I'm not going to bring it over right now because not sure when I'm going to do it exactly yet. But yeah, then I can go ahead and get a whole bunch of stuff listed on eBay again, because there's just a lot of them here. It goes all the way down to the bottom. Just lots of minifigures for eBay. So there's those ones there, and then there's also small container over here with some different minifigures and stuff like that. Then I might see if I can find some more in these containers and stuff like that. But yeah, then now I have something to work on that's not listing these minifigure parts. So that means I probably am not going to be getting this done because that is like a 2-day project for listing on eBay, so that's going to be taking up a lot of time. I don't know if I'm going to start it today, tomorrow, or something. I haven't decided that yet, but then there's a lot to do for that. But yeah, then this here is the end of the vlog, so thank you for watching if you got this far. Today is a Wednesday, so the next vlog should be out on Saturday, and then yeah, I got lots of work to do.